guys are ridiculous. These guys are ridiculous.
Now, how about them damn Celtics?
And we are back with another episode of How About Them Celtics. Sam and I are here recording on Monday, November 27th, in between Celtics games. Last night, Celtics took down the Hawks. We put out a recap at 5 a.m. this morning as we're recording this, and yesterday as you guys are listening to this. So go check that out if you want our thoughts on the Hawks game. And tonight, as this is releasing, the Celtics will take on the Chicago Bulls in their final game of the in-season tournament. We will go over some of the scenarios that will see if the Celtics can advance a little bit later on in the show. But before we do anything, because we got to at this point, let's see who's winning some popcorn today in Popnito. Put the popcorn on the screen.
A thought.
Yes.
Is we should put the email on this graphic because people asked for the email.
People were asking. I can do that as we're...
Or it's hbtcpod@gmail.com.
I will add it to the graphics either throughout the course of the show, and you'll see it change live, and or just when we finish. But that is smart. We will put the email somewhere on the screen, probably down next to where all the socials are. So, let's spin the wheel. 9 entries today. Also, we got to talk about something quick. Joey Spatula's is on a cool down period. Under investigation if we cheat. No, we're not, we didn't cheat. We're going to
controversy.
We are going to implement a 1 week and or 3 pod cycle of how often you can, win
and then re-enter.
Exactly. Just so we don't have the same winners, which is why you see Jenny from Japan on after they won earlier in the season. RJ, by the way, this is your 3rd episode, so you will be re-entered on the wheel next time if you once again comment what's popping. But this is the final pod of RJ's cooldown period. And Joey Spatula, this is the first of your Tuesday. 3 cooldown period. Yes. I apologize, Joey Spatula's the back-to-back 2-time. We'll have to wait. So I saw the comment and enjoyed it, but we're going to make it fair for everybody.
That man. And to think that he's going to use his popcorn for evil and flex on the kids that he was serving with the food truck.
Tell me, I want you to look at me with a straight face, Sam, and tell me you don't respect that.
No, I love that.
Yeah, I knew it.
I think I even commented and was like, this is awesome. Even though I think my comments don't go through sometimes because I try and respond to people and say what the email is. Am I banned from our fucking comments?
Would be kind of funny if you were. I don't think so. I've seen you comment before.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in a while, but
I don't think I would have been able to comment on the pregame yesterday if I was banned, actually.
I agree. I'm not sure. But anyways, let's spin the wheel finally now that we filibustered here. And let's see who is winning some Incognito popcorn today. Who gets a $10 gift card?
The wheel always just dunks on Jack's audio for whatever reason. Our first ever 2-time winner.
Wow. The 2-time. Jenny from Japan. We will be in contact, and 2 in a row. We have talking about the potential winner before the winner, and now we have talking about no 2-time winners just to go to a 2-time. You guys see us spin the wheel. There's no way we can possibly rig this wheel. So we, Jenny from Japan, comment. We'll get you back in for your second chance or your second $10 gift card. And again,
let us know what flavor you got the first time.
Yes, please. And comment what's popping on this video for everybody if you would like a chance to win objectively some great popcorn. And it's a great product. Yeah. We wouldn't promote the product if we didn't like it. I know Sam was just eating some before we got on here.
Sure was.
It's great.
Right here. I got my
shout out
Storm flavor. It's peanut butter chocolate. It doesn't miss.
Mm-hmm.
The ones Jack and I got come in these little Capri Sun pouches.
They're nice.
But your bags will look more like this. This
is
a big bag. This is probably what your gift card will get you.
Yes, sir.
Solid size, 10 ounces.
I'm going to filibuster for one more second here because my mouse decided to stop scrolling. So
you lost your mouse?
No, it just... So sometimes I have
to
get a
mouse trap?
No, I got to unplug the USB and plug it back in, and then it usually just starts working again. But I was left useless for a moment there because I couldn't change the background, nor could I do anything. So we are going to move on to actual Celtics news now that we got all that out of the way. First thing we got is Kristaps Porzingis injury update. So this was talked about a little bit, I think, before the game. against Atlanta on Sunday, and Joe Mazzulla followed up with an update at practice today, saying Kristaps Porzingis will be reevaluated in 1 week's time. Kristaps Porzingis, the day of his injury, the day after, posted something to Instagram saying, got good news today. I'll be back soon. So it seems from that update that it's not as bad as some people feared. Joe at practice today said, so Joe said it's more, I'm trying to think the best way to phrase this because the way he phrased it was weird. He said it's not just a caution thing. So basically, I think it was Bobby Manning, friend of the pod, asked, is this just you guys being cautious? And he said, it's a little bit more than us just being cautious. However, we are playing it by ear. It's going to be based on a lot on how he feels. And yeah, that they're just going to go about it that way. So it doesn't seem like something that he's not hurt and they're just being careful to not let him get hurt. It does seem like there is something wrong, but from everything we're hearing coming out of the Celtics, it's not as bad as it could have been, nor is it too bad in general, which is good.
Yeah, I saw the video for the first time of him getting hurt during yesterday's broadcast. You can see he's just running and he kind of comes up a little bit gimpy and then he has to come out of the game. So definitely better than it could be as a non-contact, but not ideal. He was playing really well to start the season. Team was playing well with him. And now you got to play your final in-season tournament game, which is actually kind of important, where you need to win by a fuck ton of points if you want to try and win the group without him. And he's a big part of your offense. He's a big part of your late game offense. It sucks to lose him. The Celtics offense, by the way, has not been very good as of late. I forget, what is it, over the last...
Let me look.
I don't know how many games. Greeny had it today, if you're looking.
No, I looked at it recently. I think over the last 5 games, they had the 27th best offense, so the 4th worst in the league over the everyone's last 5 games. A 108.9 offensive rating. That said, I think last game it was definitely better, obviously, at least a little bit. Actually, even then it wasn't great. It was still 15th because they didn't shoot the ball particularly well. And over the last 10 games, they have the it's probably middle of the pack.
Guess 11.
12th best offense. Real close. Actually tied with 11th, 115.5. So sure, I'll give it to you. Spot on. So not great. Yeah. That said, over the last 10 games, they have the 4th best defense. Over the last 5 games, they have the 8th best defense. So the defense is staying around that top 10 level that everyone expects it to be. Exactly. And on the season, for what it's worth, the Celtics offense is still 8th and the defense is 4th in the NBA. So they are still top 10 in both those categories. They are still first in net rating. Why do you think what?
The offense is slowed down.
I think a part of it definitely is Drew's been out for a couple games. Derek's missed a couple games. KP's obviously missed 2 in a row now. No, just 1.
Well, 1.5.
So I think that plays a small part of it. And I think not for whatever reason, like you kind of understand why, but you don't want it to be like that. I think with some guys being out, the Jays sort of take it upon themselves to do more or try to press or try to be the ball dominant guys that they have been in the past. And I think instead of that, you just have to have them. Obviously, they're going to have to score more and look for their shots, but I think it's the way they get their shots differs because you don't have the same guys running the offense, setting it up, where it's Horford gets more minutes instead of Porzingis, and he can't do the same things offensively, or Pritchard gets more minutes instead of Drew, and he doesn't do the same thing. So I think it's just finding ways to play the same offense even when guys are out. And then outside of that, when everybody is healthy, I think when you get into these up by a lot scenarios, you see them either not necessarily take their foot off the gas in terms of effort, but the execution just kind of slips a little bit because they're in the mindset of we're up. And so I think those combined, because they have gone up by double digits in most of these games, it's just they've blown them because I think it is because the offense slips like that. So a combination of both those things, if that makes sense.
They love a blown lead,
but that they do. But Porzingis being out and for another week is definitely not going to help, and they have to find a way to adjust without him because he's inevitably going to miss time, and we kind of knew he was going to miss time. What did we set it? We set it at 60 games, and we'd be happy. So he's played them all so far, outside of a couple mixed in there. Looks like he's going to be out about a week. You've got to find ways to overcome that absence and not change your style of offense just because, I mean, obviously he's an important piece, but you can't completely change the way you play offense just because one guy's out.
I agree. I think it sucks not to have him for the Philly game. I think that's an important one. And then you're going to have your quarterfinal game or your non-tournament game, whichever it's going to end up being, at the beginning of next week. So about a week from when you listen to this, they'll be playing that. And if they're still in the tournament, it would be kind of nice to have Porzingis. You would get a good look at what he's going to look like in a real game, a competitive game, a meaningful game. Instead, you're going to have to be without him. He's been excellent, and I personally really hate to see it because I think he's just given their offense a new wrinkle. They've looked more under control at times with him. He brings Jaylen Brown to an extra level where he's seeing things, has a chemistry with somebody that is unmatched. And I don't know how much I trust Tatum and Brown right now just to get it done together. Because the second half of that Orlando game was ugly. It was a lot of me ball, specifically from Jaylen, unfortunately. But Tatum didn't look great. But I'm pretty sure he talked about it today that he's just now starting to not feel sick anymore. So I believe that was a big part of why it may have looked like he had nothing to give him in Orlando. But it kind of scared me to see that. Without Holiday and Porzingis, they looked like trash, to be honest. Like, I was not impressed at all. I understand that the bench is seemingly thin, right? Like, they gave up a lot of depth in favor of bringing in these top-tier talent pieces like a Porzingis, a Drew Holiday. You had to gut your bench. You lose Rob, you lose Brogdon, lose Marcus Smart. Those are all key contributors to your rotation last year. Smartest starter, Brogdon and Rob off the bench. Now you're trotting Sam Hauser out there, who's been pretty solid. I think we're going to talk about that. Peyton Pritchard's been up and down. You really don't know who your other guy is besides Horford. If you're only going to run 8, that's fine. But if not, then you're going to have to dig deep. Is it going to be Cornette? Is it Keita? Is it one of the forwards?
Yeah.
I mean, Banton got the start against Atlanta on Sunday, but I don't know. Did they really like that much? He was fine. I don't think he was terrible. I don't think he hurt them.
Yeah,
But
he's just kind of there.
Like there are guys short when somebody's out, which I guess is the whole they're short the guy that's injured. But they could use some extra help for when guys need to take a day off.
I agree. Also, just finishing with Porzingis here, his 3-point shot has dipped a lot. Like he wasn't making his threes. He's now down to 32.4% on the season. He's been struggling mightily over his last, what is this? Toronto, Memphis, Charlotte, Milwaukee, Orlando. So the last 5 games, including the one where he went out, he is shooting. Let's do quick maths here. Excuse me. 14 plus 11 is 25. He's 3 for 25.
Pretty good.
Threes. Yeah. So not great there.
He's better than Grant. When Grant was 0 of 25 to start his career.
It's true. That said, he is shooting a by far career high 70.5% on 2-pointers. Kind of crazy. Kind of.
We did the whole video about his touch inside, how he's getting a lot of dunks, how effective he's been in the paint, and the stats back it up there, right? Career high in 2-point percentage. It's a huge thing. The Celtics need to be able to make their 2s when they take them. I know that's a big point of contention nowadays with should they be taking more 3s? Should they get more 2s? If you're getting 2s, does it cause you to rely on that too heavily? And then you don't know what to do when the layups stop coming, like we saw in the Nets game last year when they blew the massive lead. It's important to have somebody like Porzingis you can trust to put the ball in the basket. You can post him up.
Yeah.
Nobody can cover him. He's too tall. When he's inside the free throw line doing followaways, I think it's going in every single time. I trust him to make the bank shots in the paint. He looks great. If the 3s start falling, it's an added bonus. I still have complete faith in him to take those 3s. I do think some of them are kind of tough looks. I think the ones off the pump fake in particular where he doesn't put the ball back down is just an awkward motion. Just thinking about doing that motion as somebody that occasionally plays for fun, again, different than an NBA player, but it doesn't feel like it's comfortable. You see a lot of guys dribble to reset in between pump fakes like that just to get their rhythm back. Be curious to see if he continues that.
Yeah, no, I agree. Hopefully,
and of course, that's not the only reason he misses 3s. That's not what I'm saying, but it's just an interesting thing I've noticed. All right, continue.
Yeah, hopefully he can get back on the court soon. Celtics are better with him on. Don't think that's a
Yes.
hot take, but
Get ready for the NFL season with incredible offers from FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets. Guaranteed. That's guaranteed. Plus, all customers who bet $5 will get $100 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Now is the best time to join FanDuel. It absolutely is. The app is easy to use, and you can be on everything from spreads to player props and more. So visit FanDuel.com/Boston. Kick off the NFL season with an offer you won't want to miss. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
next thing we've got is relevant to tonight's game as you're listening to this, in-season tournament scenarios. So there are very specific ways the Celtics can advance in the in-season tournament. And to put it bluntly, they are confusing as hell. It's very much a lot of information to be like thrown at you at once. And so I'm going to do exactly that. And then we're going to talk about it. So it's a little bit easier to comprehend. So in order to advance, the Celtics need one of these four very complicated things to happen. I'm going to go slowly here. First one, Boston wins, Brooklyn wins, which creates a three-way tie. And then they need to win on point differential, which means they would have to beat the Bulls by at least 23 and hope the Nets don't beat the Raptors by a certain amount as well. So that is possible. They would have to stomp the Bulls, which normally you'd say unlikely, but the Bulls are awful. So
Bulls
chance.
bad. Very
Bulls
bad.
really
We'll talk about it later.
Bulls blew a 21-point lead last night. Bad.
Sounds like another team I know.
They allowed the most three-pointers in Bulls history. The Nets had 25 threes. Second scenario, Boston wins, Brooklyn loses, New York loses, Miami loses, Cleveland loses.
For those wondering.
Yeah.
Knicks plays Charlotte.
Yikes.
Cleveland plays Hawks.
Yikes.
Heat play Milwaukee.
Okay. So
And Brooklyn plays Toronto.
that seems unlikely that all four of them lose, but possible. Anything
Parlay.
Bet it. Why not? Celtics W parlay.
Celtics make the quarterfinal parlay. I'm going to
Third
put
scenario.
that together while you talk, and we're going
Tell
to
me
see
the
what the odds are. Yeah.
Okay. Third scenario, Celtics win, finish second in the group, and take the tiebreaker over any other team in the wild card. So that's a little bit more complicated. They would have to win on point differential against any of the other teams that win. In the sense the Celtics are at a 0-point differential, that's going to be tough. That 17-point loss to Orlando sucks. Last one, Cleveland loses, New York loses, Miami loses, Brooklyn loses, Boston wins tiebreaker over any other second-place team. I think that's the same as the second one. I think that's the same scenario as the second one. So basically, Celtics would have to win by a lot, and Brooklyn also wins to create a three-way tie. And or they need all the other teams that could potentially get the wild card to lose effectively, or they have the tiebreaker of those guys. So it's a lot to watch for. But yeah,
Sportsbook does not have odds on Miami, Milwaukee, so I can't.
That's
do it.
fine. I can look it up here, but
Without that, plus 2760.
like 2007, like 27. Wow, that's actually not bad.
27
It's
to
not
1.
bad odds. Let's see. Should I put 20 on the Celtics advance parlay? In addition to that, so those are the scenarios that the Celtics could advance. Jason Tatum was asked about the in-season tournament last night. He said he likes it. He says he's a fan of it. However, on the topic of point differential, he says the point differential thing I'm not the biggest fan of. Last Friday, there was a game already over and the guys are still trying to score. It's about respecting the game and respecting your opponent. So he said he's not a fan of that aspect. But at the same time said he's a fan of the tournament so far. So I don't know.
I like the point
Those-
differential. I think it adds a different wrinkle to the game. I understand the respecting your opponent thing, but it also made the end of the Magic game kind of interesting because you were like, you actually should get some stops here. Like, don't fuck yourself. And they didn't listen. So now they're fucked. They're plus 600 to win the group, if you're wondering, because I did just look. So
they're
it's
plus
more
what?
likely that Charlotte will beat New York tomorrow than the Celtics will win the group. Take that for what it's worth. I like the
Yeah.
points. I think it's funny that Toronto and Chicago had that little beef where they were like, "What the hell? Why you run up the score?" And Toronto was like, "In-season tournament," and then they're both eliminated anyways, so like it doesn't matter.
I'm gonna put $10 on the Celtics advance parlay. So it is
Okay.
it is Hornets win, Hawks
Yep.
win, Bucks win,
Yep.
Raptors win, Celtics win.
Yes.
And that
Nets win.
is- Nets need to beat the Raptors?
Oh, I'm sorry. Brooklyn lost. Correct.
Okay.
My bad.
You're good. $10 to win $666. So
Okay.
not the best sign, but we'll rock with
Not a good sign at all. Now, what if you did?
It's too late.
well, never
Put the
mind.
bet in. Put the bet in. We're there. But yeah, we'll see what happens there. And
Damn,
shout out
Jack!
to
If they
FanDuel.
make the quarterfinal, you're gonna have some money for Vegas.
If they make it that way, yes, I will. That's,
Let us know what content you want. Jack and I will be going to Vegas here next week. Wow, can you believe that?
next week. God, I have to get on a plane. Fuck.
What would you like to see from the trip? Do you want, because we're gonna go to the quarterfinal or the semifinal for the East. I hope Halliburton's there at the very least.
Yeah, it would be fun.
We'll do other stuff. We might go to a comedy show. Might do other stuff. We'll see. What do you want to see? What do you want from Vegas? Let us know.
But yeah, those are the ways Celtics can advance in the in-season tournament. And the next thing we're talking about, Sam Hauser. Sam Hauser's the next topic because
talked about the depth already.
Yeah, Sam Hauser's been
the only
very
one.
good. Sam Hauser's putting together a career season. He is averaging career highs across the board, still shooting very well from the field and from three, and his defense is there. He's averaging 9.7 points, 3.0 rebounds, 0.8 assists, 48.7% from the field, 44.8% from three, and he's attempting 6.2 threes a night. He's been one of the better role players in the NBA. HoopsHype puts together a list of, like, you can track different player rankings, and you can see who's been the best off the bench, who's been the best in this, that. He has been effectively the 23rd, I think, best bench player in the NBA, which doesn't sound great from their standards, but considering everyone was like, oh, the Celtics bench is terrible, they're going to suck, blah, 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 like,
right.
Probably pretty good. Probably pretty good so far this season. I wonder.
It would be really funny if he won 6 Man of the Year pretty much just by shooting a bunch of threes. Because typically the 6 Man of the Year is ball handler guy that comes in and creates shots. Brogdon won last year. Quickly was in the race. Jamal Crawford, a famous 6 Man of the Year guy. Lou Williams. Those are the type of guys that take home this award. Very rarely is it somebody that's not that guy, not the just score at will guy.
The last one I remember is Montrezl Harrell. I think that's the last example I got for you. Which is also like another mold. Scoring big man. Bobby Portis last year. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that is another mold of guys like that. So
I'm pulling up the list now. Continue.
But yeah, Sam Hauser's been great this season. He's shooting the ball extremely well. Everything he does is like a positive. It feels like at this point, like he started off slow, but ever since then he's been red hot from 3-point range. I don't think you can get Sam Hauser 6 Man of the Year odds. It doesn't look like they have them at the moment, which is scam. That
last
said,
Sam Hauser type to win 6 Man of the Year, Jack. I'll give you a hint. Started his career in Orlando, played with Miami for a bit, played in Memphis.
Shane Battier? No.
Not Shane Battier.
What year was this?
2006.
06. Man. Mike Miller?
Mike Miller.
Yeah. Sam Hauser type.
J.R. Smith 2013, but I feel like he's a bit different than Hauser.
Yeah, he's more scoring. For sure. Yeah, no, I mean, Sam Hauser's been awesome. I just wanted to talk about it. One of the things that we talked about it on the last pod, the way he's shooting the ball this year is like so much different than last year too. Like this isn't just, he's still shooting the same shots. He's still, making the same shots at, just he's getting more opportunities. Like the way he's making these threes is different than last year, significantly so. Like there were two examples from the Hawks game that I'll pull up because I think they are good examples of what I'm trying to convey here. One of them is obviously the step back, which was, I mean, maybe a no, yes.
Absolutely
However,
was muted.
okay. So I'll pull up the step back here. This was the one I'm talking about for the YouTube listeners, viewers, I should say. And
Pull
for
it up.
the audio listeners, I will break it down. So this isn't it. That's the wrong one. Wait, why does that say?
No, because it was in quick succession.
Oh, he missed. So Sam Hauser missed a three. Derek White soars in for a rebound, kicks it back out to Sam Hauser in the corner, pump fakes, takes one dribble in, steps back, and nails a three.
He had to make that shot, by the way,
Mhm.
because this was two 3-point heaves with less than 6 seconds off the shot clock each time.
Yeah. But like,
And the first time I was like, wait, and it doesn't go in, and they're on the wrong end of a run here. Like Atlanta has the game to single digits. Had to make that one.
yeah, the confidence Sam Hauser is playing with right now, though, is like next level. He is fully in. He is fully ready to contribute. He's not missing a lot of shots right now.
No, he's not.
It is
Good
stand
on
in the
him.
corner, and I will make the shot. This was the one that was more impressive to me, though. So again, for those listening,
I know which shot this is. You don't even have to play.
Pritchard gets the ball, kicks it to Jalen, who drives, kicks it to the corner. Sam Hauser gets the ball, doesn't even dip in his motion, and he just chucks it up, and it's in. Like, I don't think people understand fully how difficult this is to do. Sam Hauser gets the ball above his head, doesn't drop it, and shoots it. That's like Klay Thompson. Like, there are very few players in the league who can do this. Pat Connaughton's pretty good at it. And outside of him and Sam Hauser now,
I've seen Grant do it a couple times.
Grant did it a couple times. Like, catch above the head, shoot above the head. That is not an easy thing to do. And this shot,
doesn't even hit the rim.
You watch this, never in doubt. This was always going in. This was online.
He started going away before it even went in. He did a little bit of a Curry.
He knew this was going in. Let's see. When does Sam Hauser start jogging away?
It's barely started the decline yet.
This is nuts, man. He is shooting the ball on another level right now. He is confident making plays. I don't know if he had any direct assists last night, but there were a couple of plays where he caught the ball at 3-point line, could have taken a shot, but he drove in instead and made a play for his teammates, which is good. Like he has gotten more comfortable in general within the offense, which is huge for him because as a three-point guy, usually it's just, take your threes, go to the bench. Like,
yeah.
Last year it was take a three. That's what you do. This year, playing a little bit better defense, protecting the rim better, staying in front of guys, acting as a connector, driving closeouts, making passes. Like, he is becoming a more complete player before our eyes. And unfortunately, gonna make a lot of money on his next contract. Like, he is gonna be an expensive guy to retain for the Celtics.
Still got another year, making nothing.
And you know what? Not my money.
Not my money. Pay him.
Yeah, Hauser's been awesome. Luke Cornett talked about him today too, saying he's happy for him. Hauser's he's been fun. Been fun to watch. Shout out Hauser. Been good. Next thing is Luke Cornett. Speaking of the man. So I was at practice today. And I was asking Luke Cornett, I said, your bench celebrations have been great this year. What do you think about it? And he smiled and he said, to be honest, I just get really excited about certain guys making certain types of plays. And what he followed that with, Sam Hauser's dunking a lot, man.
He is doing a lot of dunks.
Yep, he had the super cool alley-oop. He had a couple dunks in the other games.
Yep. Cornette set him up for a dunk.
He did. But I figured we could do a VAR. Let's take a look at some of Luke Cornett's best reactions off the bench. Because he's been super fun to watch. He's having a good season, but his ability to create these viral bench reactions have been very fun. I wrote about it for Celtics blog if you want to see Luke Cornett's full thoughts on it. But let's go to the monitor. Let's check out some of these bench reactions here.
You should have asked him where he ranks all time.
In bench reactions?
Yeah.
Well, my opener was the D'Angelo Russell era Brooklyn Nets did it best, which is they did objectively. They were the best. but we've got Luke Cornett.
Theo Pinson, former Celtic.
This is true. It's going to make me switch tabs every time I want to watch a video, which is very annoying.
Hell
We'll do it. So here you go. Here's the first one. This is preseason when O'Shea Brissett did the super cool dunk.
Crazy play.
Luke Cornett's reaction.
I would too. Just so the fans can watch. I would too.
He just gets so excited.
The fans can.
He like can't control himself.
Yeah, he does lose function over his body. Like he's just kind of doing stuff.
So his quote on it was, "I'm just doing it because I'm having fun. I guess it's probably I'm a little large and I tend to cover a lot of space when I'm celebrating. So I don't know. It's not really intentional, but yeah, I just get excited." Which I'm a little large. I tend to cover a lot of space when I'm celebrating is just all time. Like that's great quote.
It sure is.
Great in and
I mean, it's
context.
just the truth. The man, if he's taking steps, he's moving further than you and I. He's going places.
True.
It's why people think Giannis travels all the time. Long strides.
Yep. This was after Delano Banton's putback layup. Here he is, fist bumping, ready to go. A little quiet one.
I would hate to be on the receiving end of those fist bumps.
He'd knock you out.
Yeah,
he'd knock you right out.
Especially because like your head's probably at fist level.
Here is after Sam Hauser's alley-oop slam.
The alley-oop was special.
It's
Vince
tough quality
McMahon.
right now, but I wonder if we can, get better quality here. Twitter, come on. What
You're asking a lot.
I know, man. Okay, here we go. Here is
we're back.
Luke Cornett after Sam Hauser's alley-oop. You got to watch up here in the corner. He gets hyped. Look at him.
Yep.
Look at him. Watch him jump around. He jumps
Just
with Hauser on the oop, and then he goes, "Oh!"
It's like when Luka made that shot last year. He missed the free throw and then did a catch and shoot putback to tie the game against the Knicks, and he just lost all function of his arms. He was just flailing all around. It's the same thing.
Look at Luke Cornett. Look at Sam Hauser after you go. He hits him with the ups.
I'd be so
Watch
mad
Hauser.
if I did an alley-oop against my team.
Look at him. He goes, "Yes, sir."
Yep.
There's another one. Here's the bad quality. Let me get rid of this. Another one. This was after Jaylen Brown's windmill. Watch Cornett's face in the corner. Ready? He'll come peeking out in a sec. Wait for it. Mouth agape. Nick Nurse. Oh. He was hyped.
He looks terrified.
I know, dude. Look at this. Look at the coach right here. Do we have any other? Are there any others? One sec. No, but I also had to point out when he's on the court, also great at celebrating. Last year,
the Dove celebration, all-time great. I'd be so mad.
Imagine this gets done to you. Luke Cornett
This
throws
is
down
break
a
your
hoop.
TV stuff. Are you kidding me?
It
You're
just comes out-
down. You're down 31 points, and you have to deal with that.
Just fucking hits you with it. Oh
Prayers to
man,
Hornets fans, even though they got the best of them last week.
they did. But Luke Cornett turning into an all-time celebration guy, and so I wanted to highlight it because I thought it was fun. And last Celtics thing before we get into the email here, Sam, I don't know if you saw this on my Twitter today, but I was at Celtics practice, and we need to go to the VAR because
I got the notification for this. I did not watch it.
so
Initial
the
thoughts. Actually,
Mine?
say what it is. Say what it is.
yeah, so the Celtics their assistant coaches were playing a scrimmage today. Charles Lee was playing, Emil Jefferson was playing, Matt Reynolds, the green light guy, was playing, Phil Pressey was playing. A lot of them were playing. Not Sam Cassell, though. There's just notable absence. And during the scrimmage, Charles Lee got the ball and crossed up and dropped Emil Jefferson. Now we need to go to the VAR because Charles Lee missed the shot. So does it count if you missed the shot? And
First take without even seeing it.
Yes.
Kind of foul that you would record this.
I didn't mean to record this.
And post it.
I didn't mean to record it.
If I'm Emil Jefferson and I see you at the facility, You're getting the ultimate cold shoulder. I'll make sure Tatum is mean to you because Tatum's his friend. This is assault by you posting this.
I just wanted to post a video of the Celtics scrimmage, right? And I took a video, and it happened that I was like, oh shit.
Let's see how many engagements this got. Actually,
I can tell you,
16,000
engagements, views.
16,000 engagements. That's pretty bad. That man probably can't leave his apartment today.
However, he was quick to point out after the fact. He said it didn't count. He's like, it didn't go in. It didn't go in. So making sure everyone knew. But here's Charles Lee. Here's Charles Lee dropping Emile Jefferson. They're in the corner of the screen here. He gets switched onto him on a screen. Takes him in the corner. See you later.
Oh, that's so bad.
And then he misses the shot though, so it doesn't count. Look at Charles Lee. He knows he had him too. He knows he had him. But yeah, he crosses him up. This is left, and then Emile Jefferson falls.
You're about to get spoken to by the PR team.
Look at it. He knows it doesn't count. He said it didn't count. Look at Emile get up. He's screaming at him. Watch him. He goes, it didn't count. It didn't count. Like, he pops up as soon as it misses.
It almost looked like he embellished this a little bit.
Yeah, no, I think he could have gotten up sooner, but he committed to it. Watch, like he falls a little, and then once he starts going right again, he just lays down. He's like, yeah, fuck it. He's like, he got him though. Charles Lee got him good.
Imagine being like the analytics guy coach where you really didn't play at a high level, but you just are really good at looking at numbers, and they're like, hey, we need one more.
Man. Yeah, no, it
would be fun to cook. Imagine you just catch fire. You're lighting up all these guys that played in the pros, like Phil Pressey.
There was one practice
on the preseason roster one year.
There was one practice where Matt Reynolds was just
you not missing,
nailing shots. Yeah, I remember it. He's hitting them. But anyways, let's jump over to the email check-in. Let's check in with RJ and the others who submitted emails for us today. Let me pull it up. Oops, I went to a new tab, so I can go back to the tab.
A couple emails today.
We do. We have some from Philip, some from RJ. I'll put Incognito on the screen, and we'll go check out the email. So here we go. So this is from RJ. This is from after the Orlando game because we recorded it early, so this didn't get to us in time. But he said, one last note from the Orlando game from RJ. I went back and watched the first 3 minutes of the game, and every Celtics possession, the Magic were picking up on the ball handler early, even on the tip. Jaylen Brown was met at midcourt. Not a hard press, but enough to slow the advance into the front court if you pop into the replay at random points. Orlando was either in the backcourt or meeting them as soon as they advance into the front court. It was a consistent strategy on their part. One time, KP comes out of the midcourt stripe to get a pass, and then he quickly gets ahead for an easy shot attempt. And the times Orlando failed to engage the Celtics had some easy baskets. Those are the sorts of things that the coaching staff should help with, noticing opponents' tendencies and giving players reminders on how to defeat them. That's what I want to see more from Joe Mazzulla, whether it's timeouts or not. Be well, RJ. I believe you. I mean, I didn't notice it at the time. It makes sense. They were being very physical. They were meeting ball handlers quickly. I know Joe Mazzulla does stress playing with pace, and it does seem like the Celtics don't do it at times. So again, I wonder how much of that is him saying it and them not doing it versus him not saying it enough. So I guess there's definitely a balance there. But yeah, I mean, they just weren't quick enough to adjust to what the Magic were doing on Friday in that game.
Yeah, the Celtics are 1,000% at their best when they're playing with pace. You're absolutely right. When they slow things down, it doesn't go well. It's how they lose a lot of these leads. It's why they've been poor in the fourth quarter for years and years. It's because they're just not good getting the offense going in the half court. The post-ups have helped, and it's the reason why they've actually had success in these close games. Need Porzingis back.
Need Porzingis back. Would be nice. Would be nice. All right, next email we got. This reminded me of Sam. Morning, guys. Just a silly moment before we see Sunday's game has in store for us. All it's missing is a reference to calorie counting. Happy Sunday. Let's see this image. Forget lab safety. I want superpowers. Just a dude drinking chemicals out of a beaker.
Sometimes you have to take the risk. If you had superpowers, Jack, what would you do? Let's just say you get like you're real strong. We'll start basic.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
What would I do?
Yeah,
Play in the NBA. Just bully the
that's
fuck out
my
of people.
answer.
Yeah, that's all I do. I mean, I'm a
I'd
loser.
be a professional athlete. I'd make mad
I
money.
just play in the league. Yeah, that's what I'd do. I'd play in the league. I'd play center. I'd bully people out of the way.
What would be your superpower of choice
To play in the league or in general?
in general?
I think I have an answer to this. I forget what it's called. When I was younger, I really wanted to be able to go invisible, but now I'd like to.
That was always the answer.
Yeah, I know. Telekinesis, is that what it's called though? Controlling things with your mind.
Yeah.
I think that'd be the best for general stuff, like getting, reading, because then at that point with telekinesis, you can probably read people's minds. You can probably do other things, but also like for the general day to day, like if I need something over there, I can just fucking look at it and it'll come to me. You know what I'm saying? Like the general laziness.
This is the ultimate don't go outside superpower.
Yeah. That said, shape-shifting also kind of sick.
That's a good one.
Becoming different animals and stuff. That's my go-to.
Or just like, I would literally shapeshift just to like have the ideal look.
Sure.
That you could make yourself a perfect 10. Imagine
also, for those who say flying, bad answer. Objectively bad answer. You want to know why? Want me to explain it?
Why?
If you can be a shapeshifter, shapeshift into a bird, then undo it. That way you have it and can do other stuff and also can fly.
I would want to be the Flash. I think he's
a good answer.
Super fast, can go through time. You can eat whatever you want. W super.
Good answer. Why can
you heal fast?
Why can he eat whatever he wants?
Because his body's burning the food so fast that he actually literally needs to eat mad.
Leave it to you to know the caloric, details.
Well, it's part of the movie. It's like the movie that just came out. It's like the first scene. He like has to get something to eat. He's like dying.
Gotcha.
Not dying, but he's like out of juice.
I see. All right. Next email. Philip on the in-season NBA rat list. What's up, fellas? Right. I'm a little under the weather. The sweet spot that Sam talked about. So I'm staying home all day and watching basketball. Poor me.
It's the best. It is the absolute best. You sit there. Nobody bothers you. You can watch whatever you want, whether it's movies, basketball games. You play Xbox, whatever you want. Nobody bothers you. No responsibilities.
This gift of sickness also gives me a chance for an in-season rat list. I call it the Patino Cup. Shout out. Contestants, players who lie about their height or shoe size, making the NBA wasn't enough for your vanity. Why stop there when you could wear makeup and tailor your jerseys? Players who do the too short gesture, except for Russ. Other than Russ, who started it, the rest of them are middle school rat copycats. Be original or don't taunt. It's like using a comedian's material as your own.
Good point.
Contestant 4, players who complain about not getting calls and follow the ref while not playing defense. Shout out Trae Young.
Tatum.
No one paused the game. Get your overpaid rat tail back on defense. When this happens, the ref should call a play to stop and let the players' team flog them. Contestant 4, players who fall over when shooting for, quote, safety. It might be safe for them, but how the fuck is that safe for the other players? When it's a big rat like Embiid, it's comically dangerous. It's also a flop.
Yes.
And then 5, guys on the bench who don't celebrate their teammates. Shout out Luke Cornett, you're on a team. You aren't waiting to board a plane. If you can't show your team that you support them, you're a rat. It's not all about you. Any wild card rats to add? Who wins the in-season Patino Cup? Thoughts, Sam?
Of Phillips presented rats, the guys that are falling on jump shots, number 1.
Okay.
I do think the too short bullet point is a great one. Also, Russ, one of the more creative celebrators in the NBA. The too small, rock the baby. Pretty good celebrations. I like that from Russ. Yeah, and I'm not a Russ guy.
I'm a Russ guy. I like Russ. I'm going to go with the complaining about calls and not playing defense. Try a little harder, buddy.
Grant.
Look up. Yeah, bad. Bad, admittedly. I can't think of any wild cards, though.
Wild card rats. The guys that suck but play good against your team.
Sure. Yep.
Bogdanovich, who doesn't really suck, but that was ridiculous against the Celtics on Sunday. Let's see what else. Guys that are the leave teams, guys. LeBron jump ship when the what is it? The going gets tough get going. Whatever.
Trade request guys in general.
Trade request guys. James Harden, ultimate rat. Kyrie rat.
Quit on your team, guys.
Quit on your team, guys. Yeah. The me guy, Jordan Poole.
Uh-huh. The
been
push a
moving
player
the needle.
midair. The push a player midair,
That's
guys.
terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
That's you
worst.
should get your ass beat for that one. That's such a
Mhm.
bad offense.
Yeah. I think that's all I got.
I
Good
don't
email.
have any other ones. Good email though.
Thank you, Philip. Let
Chat,
know some
tell
of the
us your
comments.
in-season rat list and say what's popping.
Yes, sir. RJ, ¿qué está aconteciendo? ¿Qué está aconteciendo? I'm going to go to Google Translate just because I'm an idiot. Hold up. Translate. This means
I think you have it.
What is it? What does it mean, Sam? Guess.
What is?
Guess. Use context clues. What's popping?
Oh, okay.
Well, it's what is happening, but it's the Portuguese equivalent of what's popping, I assume.
Gotcha.
Nimi makes a big contribution. This is from Philip. Before anyone asks, yeah, God damn it, we're
Oh,
morons.
no.
Shit. Before anyone asks, yes,
let
that's
this
Google
be
Translate.
example 376 of why we're the dumbest of the dumb.
Hey, I will say this bodes well for us though, because this proves we don't read the emails before the show. This proves that
No,
we are
we don't.
reacting live.
Organic reactions.
The first line of Philip's email, before anyone asks, yes, that is Google Translate saying what's popping in Portuguese. Evening, gents. On a night where we all had some worries thanks to injuries, the new Bus One boys came through, aided by a veteran. Delano Banton started and looked useful during his 18 minutes, 8 points, 5 rebounds. Nimi was our Portuguese unicorn, coming in to score 7 and collecting 6 offensive rebounds, 10 total, and commit no fouls in 17 minutes. Jack, I knew we'd get a bench 7-footer with 10 boards. I just picked the wrong one. True. He said it would be Luke. It was not. Big props to Al for gathering 15 rebounds, blocking 2 shots, and playing good switch coverage late in the game to silence the Hawks' 3-ball game. Tatum, Brown, and White all did things we expect from them, but none were supernova hot offensively. This struck me as a team win based on more grit and grind. Heck, even Coach Mazzulla broke out the curveball early. Yes, I'm ignoring the Hawks 13-0 run over 2 minutes in the third quarter. This is a feel-good post. Celtics stay unbeaten at home, but let's see if they can trounce the Bulls on IST Tuesday. Be well, RJ.
It's a big day tomorrow. A lot of games.
What'd you say?
Big day tomorrow with a lot of games.
Yes. I agree. All right, next email. Once again from RJ. Celtics find their curveball. Evening, guys. At the 8:08 mark of the fourth quarter, Trae Young hit a pull-up 3 to cut the Celtics lead to 103-94. 15 seconds later, Coach Mazzulla subbed in Delano Banton for Nimi Ishketa and went from drop coverage to their old defense, switch everything. At the time, the Hawks were shooting 41.3% from distance, 19-46. The Hawks did not hit another three-pointer the rest of the night, whiffing their final 7 threes. Sometimes the way to win a gunfight is not outshoot your foe, but steal his bullets. That's a great line. Shout out RJ. I don't know how often C's can go to that well, but it's good to know it's still there. Be well, RJ. Good.
Yeah, that defense is always ruled. Sometimes you just don't have the personnel for it, though. Like,
yeah,
it was actually encouraging to see the Horford block last night because that was they attacked him from the perimeter and he was able to recover and then reject the shot.
Mhm.
They were not able to pick on him as consistently as they did in the playoffs last year, as Golden State has done in years past, etc. So it was great to see him move his feet. Guys like Luke Cornett, Keita, you're not going to see as much of that from them. So you, like you said, Mazzulla subs in Banton, and things are magically fixed.
Yeah. Excuse me. Agree. What's poppin' from RJ? An NBA historical mystery. Evening, guys. I'm going to detour from the day-to-day Celtics here a little. I hope you don't mind. The segment on Sunday's pod where KG was talking about the greatness of today's NBA got me thinking. I'm not bashing Kevin Garnett for talking about the achievements of NBA's players today. I love the game and the players and their accomplishments, but it did remind me of something I stumbled on a few years back. A little more did a little more digging today and uncovered a bigger question. Back before analytics swept the league so completely in the early days of Steph Curry changing the way the league looked at three-point shooting, I thought the dawn of the Curry era must be ushering in a new peak in scoring as more and more teams sought to exploit the math of, quote, 3 is greater than 2. And yes, the past 10 seasons have been as impressive with the league scoring average being around 107.6, a vast improvement from the 18 years where the league averaged fewer than 101 point per game per season from 96 to 2013. The league did not lack for scorers in that stretch. It saw the last 3 years of Jordan, all of Iverson and Tim Duncan's careers, Dirk Nowitzki, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, Garnett himself, Shaq, Kobe, all played amazing ball during the period. But even the most recent resurgence decade pales to the time when NBA scoring ruled the league. For one 10-year period, the league averaged 115.2 points per game. That would be the shoot-at-will 60s. No three-point shot, no load management, and the league was still putting up amazing numbers on a nightly basis. But that's not the mystery. See, in the 60-61 season, the league average was an astounding 118.1 points per game, but only 4 years earlier, the NBA as a league clocked in at 99.6 points per game. That was a scoring average the league wouldn't see again for 4 decades. What I desperately want to know is, how did every team in the NBA add almost 20 points to their scoring in just 4 years' time? We can look at the box scores with a few grainy films, but the folks who saw it firsthand are getting fewer and fewer. Tommy, Russ, and Hondo have all passed recently. Wilt is long gone. I wish someone would talk with Bob Cousy, Satch Sanders, and Jerry West about why the game changed in that short span. There aren't many left, and there's not much time to ask them. Sorry if I sounded maudlin there. If I was a researcher or writer, I'd pursue it myself. If the two of you or someone in the HBT family wants to run with it, please do. I think it would make for a great tale. Heck, it might even get the Celtics fan base, myself included, to stop harping on Mazzulla's timeouts. Be well, RJ. Thoughts?
I wonder if it's just a pace thing.
Yeah.
That's the first thought I have. Because he talks about the shoot at will mindset in the 1960s. And maybe it took them a while to figure that one out.
I wonder if anybody else has written about this. Like, let me see. Why?
I did look. The shot clock came around in 54. So when they were down to 99.6, they did have the shot clock still. It wasn't a forced increase in pace.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It may have been an adjustment to the shot clock. It could have been league or popularity of the game spreading, so you have better players come along instead of a bunch of plumber white guys chucking it off the backboard. You get more athletic people, more skilled people that practice the game growing up, and maybe that leads to more efficient offense. I don't know.
Yeah, that's very odd. I'm trying to find. There's a page on, God damn it, on NBA.com that tells you league averages. Here he is. How many points per game there were per season. The NBA and ABA didn't combine, until 76. That was my first thought. I was like, I wonder if it's that. But RJ is right. In 56, 57, it was 99. Then it jumped and it jumped and it jumped. Were teams added in this span? Sorry, now I'm interested. I promise I'm not.
I don't think they were added because everyone says Mickey Mouse is Celtics 60s titles.
True. There were only 8 teams in the league at this point. So, excuse me, if I had to guess, it would be, I wonder if that is when more and more players started getting into the league. Like if it was 1956, there just weren't a ton of players in the NBA. And then by 1960, there were some, the draft picked up a little bit. These players played a little bit more. Yeah, I wonder if it's a talent thing. Because like you look at 55, 56, it was Pettit, Paul Arizin, Bob Cousy, Dolph Schayes, right? All averaging around 20. And then you look at 61 is the year it went up to like what's called 118. By that year, you had Wilt in the league. Elgin Baylor was in the league. Oscar Robinson was in the league. So you added 3 30-point per game scorers those years. Tommy Heinsohn, Bill Russell. You know what I'm saying? So in that 4-year span, you saw so many like better players join the league. And then it didn't dip down again until later because they added more teams and the talent was more spread out, which is probably what we're going to see a little bit with expansion this upcoming couple of years. So I assume it was that, because you look at that gap just there alone, it goes from Bob Pezzett, Paul Arizin, Neil Johnston, Clyde Lovellette, and Dolph Schayes as the only 5 guys scoring over 20 to 14 guys scoring 20 plus. Wilt Chamberlain came in the league. Elgin Baylor came in the league. Oscar Robinson came into the league. Tommy Heinsohn came into the league. Hal Greer, Bob Cousy, Jerry West, Bill Russell. So like in that short span, you saw so many guys do it. And if you want my quick synopsis on why that happened, the league was founded when? When was the league founded, Sam?
46.
46. So in the first 10 years, it's going to take a while for you to find all the best players. And not only that, no one played basketball like that, like as much in that time. So then it took 10 years for more high school players to start looking at it as an actual career option, more people like that to like start getting up. And then by the time you got 10 years in, you had players who, it's not the same, but effectively how everyone's like, oh, people go through AAU now. It's this whole pipeline. Like you had players going from literal plumbers and random motherfuckers trying to play this game to people
They
who
went from
actually
World War II.
yeah, people who actually train to play basketball.
Yes.
So that's my I guess guess, which I
That
think
was
makes
also
some
my
sense.
guess.
Oh, there you go. All right, last email.
Great
That one
mind.
took a while. Philip Scal Crush. Hi guys, Ratlist. Excuse me, Ratlist Scal Crushers. This is from Philip. I know you guys gamble. My wife and I gamble on every game versus each other for bragging rights. We do classic things like point total, rebounds, etc. But we also have fun categories. One of which is which opposing player will Scal crush on. This is fun.
I like this.
He seriously does this in most games. He picks a player on the opposing team and falls in love with them for one game. He won't be able to stop throwing compliments at them. It quickly gets corny and annoying to me. In the Hawks game, it was young. We got to hear about how special, quote, and quote, gifted he was, with no mention of how he stands around every second and doesn't have the ball. It's fine for a national broadcast, but I didn't tune into the local Celtics broadcast to hear how awesome Trae Young is. Best, Phil. Sam, thoughts?
I remember the scowl call of Trae Young throwing an alley-oop to, I think it was Okongwu in the second half, and he was just like, that was a crazy read by Trae Young. Like, what an incredible play. Like, Phil is absolutely right. I'm a big Scal's an idiot guy. I don't know Scal. I've never met Scal. Everything
Nice
I've
guy.
heard about Scal is he's a nice guy. But he is a creature of habit on the broadcast. Loves a 2-for-1, loves when somebody gets hurt. And now we've discovered that he loves an opposing player. So next game, tomorrow night when Chicago's in town, I'm going to notice this. So
Yeah.
thanks, Phil. Just another reason for me to get upset with Scal. I am curious to see who it's going to be because I don't really know how many likable guys there are in this Bulls team. You think he's really going to be a big fan of Zach LaVine?
You know who it's
I
gonna
think it's
be?
going to be DeRozan.
It's Caruso. It's going to be Alex Caruso.
Oh, correct.
Yeah,
pick.
yeah.
Caruso plays so hard, man. You're going to see this
Yeah.
tonight. He's out there working hard on defense every possession. It doesn't matter how good this Bulls team is. He's still out there giving his all every night, diving on the floor, and he can shoot the three well. I can hear him now.
Yeah.
That loser.
Yeah, it's Caruso, absolutely. But thank you for all the people who sent us with the emails. Let's move on to the NBA section with our Podly, which is a new word that I'm coining. NBA standings check-in. So, first and foremost, this game will have happened by the time that I am talking, where you hear this. But
Big
tonight,
game. Massive game.
huge
I already
game.
know what you're going to say.
We have the Pistons
Mm.
taking on the Wizards. The
They
Wizards,
should have national TV'd this sumbitch.
the Wizards have lost 9 straight, and the Pistons have lost 13 straight. Somebody's losing streak has to
Somebody's
go.
winning.
Someone's got
It's
to
like
get
that
a win.
Patriots game on Sunday.
These two teams have a combined 4-28 record, which is just incredible. So one of them has to win. Who do you think is winning? Sam?
I don't
Give
know
me-
what the injury report looks like. My
Give me
gut
Detroit.
says
Give me Detroit.
Pistons. It has to be Pistons.
Agree.
I actually don't like the Wizards. I find Jordan Poole extremely difficult to root for. They have the same record. They're both 2-14.
Yeah.
Need
Both
a big
bad.
game for my Pistons tonight. I picked them to finish 11th. Right now, they're currently 5.5 games back from 11th. I would hope that they started better, but sometimes that's just not what you get. Now you get unlucky, your team gets sick. Jaden Ivey was ill earlier in the season, so was Cade. I don't know. Maybe they turned it around, right? No, it's not happening. But they can very well beat the Wizards. I mean, the Wizards suck. Is Gafford back for the Wizards? Do we know?
I can tell you in a second.
If he's not, prayers, because the Pistons, they have all the big guys. Duren, Stewart, James
Gafford's
Wiseman.
not on the injury report, so he's
Okay.
back.
They got a chance.
I wonder how he's playing this season. Daniel Gafford. Well, he's fine. 9.6 points, 7.6 rebounds. Sure. 2 blocks a game, pretty good. He's playing 25 minutes a night. Anyways, other stuff around the league. Magic have now won 7 straight, so they're good objectively, 12-5. The the Suns have won 7 straight. The Spurs have lost 12 straight. They're bad. Every team 11 through 15 in the East right now has lost their last game and or is on a losing streak. Like the streak section, all L's for the bottom 5 teams in the East. So it's pretty clear who the best 5 teams in the East are. It's pretty clear who or best 10 teams. Pretty clear who the worst 5 are. And guess what? We know ball because it's the 5 teams who we projected to be in the worst 5 that are in the worst 5. So Raptors, Hornets, Bulls, Pistons, Wizards all suck. Anybody could have seen that from a mile away. They're all terrible.
The Hawks.
Yes.
Living up to that 500. Hey, we win one, we lose one.
That they are. They're impressively mid.
Yeah. It's carried over from last season. It was a huge story. Like Snyder took over. They went like 33 and 33 or something like that. And 8-8.
Yeah. Rockets still good. Haven't won a road game yet. Not great. But they're 8-1 at home, which
Sounds
is
like the
impressive.
Last year.
Well, Warriors, funny you say that, Sam. Last year, Warriors couldn't win at home. This year, or couldn't win on the road. This year, Warriors can't win at home. They are 5-3 on the road and 3-6 at home. They can't fucking figure out how they want to play. They're pretty mid right now. They are 8-9 on the year. They are 3-7 in their last 10. Not great for them. Best record in the last 10. 5 teams at 8-2. A lot of teams. Timberwolves top of the West right now, 12-4. East has the stronger top end talent. West is more spread out. Sounds like what it was expected to be coming into the year. Players that are on fire. Let's look at the last 5 games here. Kevin Durant is absurd. Over his last 3 games, 34 points, 60% from 3. He's been hurt the past couple, though. Devin Booker just hit a big 3 to win a game over the Knicks.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Beat the Knicks.
Shout out.
Hurts
Who
me
else
to
been
see
playing
that
well?
stuff. I don't like that.
Paolo Banchero playing very well for the Magic, averaging 24 over his last 5. Franz also playing very well over the last X amount of games. Chet Holmgren over his last 5, 23, 9, and 2.6 blocks, shooting 63% from the field and 39% from deep. He's fucking crazy. And yeah, Brook Lopez put up 39 points. He put up a career high. And his next 5 career high points games all came in the 2010s, early 2010s when he was on the Nets. So shout out Brook Lopez. But
all-time leading scorer.
Did I miss anything you wanted to talk about?
Just from a general standings wise, I don't know. Happy to see OKC so high up in the standings. Them and Orlando being second in the conference kind of rules. I know we talked about both teams.
It's cool,
but
though.
Before the season, everyone was like, Orlando might be a jump year. Thunder might be a jump year. They're jumping.
They're big.
Double Dutch.
For the Magic, 20 points for Paolo, effectively almost 20 for Franz. Cole Anthony averaging 15 a night. Mo Wagner averaging 12 a night. Fuck that guy.
Yep.
For OKC, it is Shea at 30 a night, then Chet at 18, Jalen Williams at 17.5. They're all shooting pretty well. Isaiah Joe, who the Sixers gave them for free or waived them and they picked him up, shooting 48.5% on 6 threes a night. He's fucking crazy.
Missed a lot against Philly. I'll say that. Missed
Isaiah Joe did?
Yeah. He's watching.
That's funny. And then you got the Timberwolves, who Rudy's playing at a deep point level. Anthony Edwards is taking the jump everyone was, begging for over the summer. So good for them. And then Houston, Alperen Şengün. He's good. He's 20
Şengün
points,
good.
9 rebounds, 5.5 assists. Yeah, he's nasty. He's going to be very. He might be an all-star this year.
I'm pro Şengün. I like Şengün.
Now,
Celtics
Sam,
pick.
Question for you, Sam. What does 0-8 mean to you? Don't look at the standings. Just what does 0-8 mean to you? Quick guess, off the cuff. What do we think?
Well, you could say Pistons last 8 games, Spurs last 8, Wizards last 8.
You know what that is? That is the Grizzlies' record at home this year. They have not won a home game. Did you freeze or did you hear what I said?
I did not hear a fucking word you said. 0-8 could be Verizon today. Just giving you absolutely fucking nothing.
0-8. Can you hear me now?
For now.
Okay. That is the Grizzlies' record at home this year.
Oh, no. That's right. I heard about this.
Yeah, they have not won a game at home, and that led to Mr. Marcus Smart, former Celtic. Love Marcus Smart. Absolutely laying in to the Grizzlies on the sideline. This was caught by many different people at the sideline. We have a video that supposedly leaks the audio of it, so we're going to play that here. So we can listen to him absolutely ream the Grizzlies in their most recent game. They were playing the Timberwolves. I'll take a look at the box score here just to give some context before we play the clip. Grizzlies, Timberwolves were playing. Anthony Edwards said, I had never heard it that dead in that arena. So the crowd wasn't too happy, obviously. The Grizzlies ended up losing 119-97. It was a complete stomp. It was a wire-to-wire win for the Timberwolves. They just slowly beat down on the Grizzlies throughout the game. Grizzlies shot poorly. Couldn't get much going. Jaren Jackson is playing like shit lately. And this was the audio. It might be a little scuffed, but of Marcus Smart reaming the Grizzlies on the sideline, basically saying, this is fucking embarrassing. Okay, you can't hear what he's saying at all. So I'm going to say it as the words pop up on the screen. He says, what can I do for somebody to compete? What can I do? This is unacceptable. Man, just play. If you don't want it, then sit down. Please. What do y'all want? Do y'all want to win, man? This is fucking embarrassing. This is fucking embarrassing. And then he leaves the huddle. Clearly bad. And then Anthony Edwards
was like the fans was dead. I've never played in Memphis like this, so this is my first time being in Memphis and not having the crowd into the game. So it's kind of hard to get into it, but I think we did a good job of coming out with some energy tonight.
Were you surprised that the crowd was like that?
Yeah, I was super surprised. Yeah. They usually be they be amped up for sure. I'm guessing because Ja out, probably.
So
I'm guessing because Ja's out. Maybe the fact that they just haven't won a fucking game in front of these people yet. That'll do it. This is what I have to say about the Marcus thing. I stand by it. They fucked him. This is the scene from Goodfellas when Tommy gets made. And when Tommy's going to get made, they shoot him in the back of the head. Now, Kristaps Worth, big fan of Kristaps, and they're both injured, so you can't even be like, well, he's hurt. Well, so is Smart. But they did him dirty. The poor man is suffering.
Smart also hasn't been great this year, struggling with a shot. The offense hasn't been there for him. Defense is there. Obviously, he's Marcus Smart, but put in a tough situation. You feel bad for him. This is the first time he's not winning in a long time, and it sucks. Again, Kristaps great, smart basketball move. Obviously, they traded Smart and a second for Kristaps and firsts. It was a great deal for the Celtics. But it sucks.
Warriors first, not looking bad.
No, which they have for Holiday. But I tweeted this when the video came out. I said Marcus Smart continuing to do Marcus Smart things. Post Celtics, I would have put my entire bank account on this happening. And that's exactly what you'd expect from Marcus Smart. And that's probably what you saw or didn't see a lot with the Celtics. It's a lot of what the fuck are we doing? Get your head out of your ass. And hearing him talk to the Grizzlies like that, saying this is embarrassing. One, sucks for Marcus. Two, kind of funny. Not for Marcus, but because if you are getting paid millions of dollars and you have to have another grown man yell at you to try, fuck off. Get out of the league. That's embarrassing.
We literally support the Celtics.
On the Front Office Show podcast today, they were like, what's especially bad about the Memphis thing is a lot of those guys are young. It's not like this is a veteran team that's supposed to win. A lot of these guys are young and should be hungry to prove themselves. And they're not trying. That's bad. That's so bad. So
it's true. There's so much opportunity in Memphis right now. We've had the conversation plenty of times, mostly on pregame, but it's should they tank? And yours is always, no, these guys should take advantage of the reps they're getting. And that's clearly just not happening. Like you said, these guys are just hanging out, and they got Marcus on the bench talking to him, trying to get him motivated to actually compete at a home game. That's embarrassing, man. Embarrassing. It's just this is just Marcus to the bench.
What the you doing, you little bitch?
What's the context of that scene?
Lay it into him.
What is the context of that scene from Seinfeld?
I don't actually remember.
That's all right.
He's yelling at a kid, but I don't remember why. I want to say it's. Oh man, I don't know. Right. I don't remember. I can't tell you. I gotta look it up now. Just continue. I will look it up.
That's fine. The next NBA thing we have is Draymond Green and Rudy Gobert's beef. So I believe I'm gonna go look right here after I put the timestamp in. I believe Draymond talked about Rudy on his podcast. He said, I'll come to a teammate's defense anytime that I'm in, or this was via ESPN, I think maybe actually. He said, I'll come to a teammate's defense anytime I'm in a position to come to a teammate's defense. What matters to me is how the people that care about me feel first and foremost. How are the people I care about effective? How are the people I care about? What do they have to deal with? That's it for me. Gobert said Draymond gets ejected on purpose when Steph doesn't play. Sam said, feels like this is the Simpsons meme of the crowd of people watching the two people chimps fight on a cruise ship.
Yeah, they're like all like throwing money at him because like the rest of the league just kind of doesn't like these guys, and they're like, okay, like go ahead, beef, like we'll let you destroy each other. Who cares?
I think I want to find it. There, someone did like a deep dive of like what's it called? What the fuck? I have ad block. Fuck off. I hate when websites like tell me, do you want to take it off? No, I don't. It's on for a reason. Stop.
Yeah.
Somebody did a deep dive on like Draymond getting ejected. When,
they actually like went to the review on what Gobert had to say.
I think so. Yeah. So first time Green was ever ejected when Curry was sidelined wasn't until November 11th, 2019.
But that's when things went downhill for the Warriors. So
yeah,
it does kind of track.
The first 7 ejections of his career all occurred in games when Curry was active. This is Brian Kalbrowski of For the Win USA. Shout out coworker Brian, legend. Gobert said he knew as soon as Steph was out, Draymond was going to try to get ejected. For the first time, Curry was out due to a broken hand after an ugly fall. This was 2019. Following that ejection, the subsequent 4 all happened when Curry was not available. Curry was inactive on January 4th, 2020, February 27th, 2020, February 20th, 2021, March 20th, 2022. And oh, wait, sorry. So the subsequent 4 after that, and then 5 since then. So January 4th, 2020, all those, and then January 4th, 2023, including Tuesday's discipline, 7 of Green's last 11 ejections occurred when Curry didn't play.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Because Draymond doesn't have as much of a purpose when Curry's not there. He's not one of those guys that wants to try and cook.
They literally benched him when Curry was out for the season.
Oh boy.
You remember though? They like said, we'll shut it down, we'll tank.
Yeah. Respect.
Yeah.
Kind of worked. They got a ring out of it. Just not by the help of Wiseman.
No, not at all. All right. Sam, you put this on here. I'll let you lead it. Latest on Julius Randle. This is a Reddit post. I'm gonna let you.
Yeah, just play the video.
It's a video. Okay.
Yeah, we haven't talked about Julius Randle, I think, in a couple episodes. So, you might be wondering how he's doing. So I was scrolling through Reddit today, kind of putting a sheet together as Jack was at practice. I'm like the stay-at-home mom of this show. And here's a little check-in on Julius Randle.
Sound or no sound?
Playing the Knicks. It doesn't matter.
Okay. No sound then.
Phoenix playing the Knicks. Randle gets the ball mid-range baseline. Nurkic could not care less, and he misses the shot.
Nurkic just turns around, doesn't even try to put a hand up.
This is the anti-Curry turning around after he shoots the 3. And there was no doubt in that man Nurk's mind that ball was hitting the rim and bouncing off. Can't blame him. This is actually the best defense you could play against the Knicks.
Look at Randle skip away. Damn. Look at him.
I think Knicks fans would literally agree with me saying if you're playing defense against the Knicks, this is what you should do.
Against Randle, maybe. Yeah.
No, that's what I mean. Just dare him to shoot. Be like, go ahead, buddy, cook. And it's the meme, who let him cook?
Shall we check Julius Randle's last 5 game stats? Thoughts?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, why not? Unless they don't agree, then the site crashed.
Well, it's not great. It was not bad. 21 points, 45% from the field, 25% from deep on 5 attempts a night. 8 rebounds.
Just with that percentage.
8 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 turnovers.
A lot of turnovers.
Net negative, by the way. Minus 1.2 plus minus per game.
No way.
Knicks are over the last 5 games. The Knicks are 3-2. In that span,
gotta make it 3-3 against Charlotte.
True, would be cool. Over that span, Josh Hart's a plus 35, Quickly plus 31, DiVincenzo 22, Hartenstein 19, Jalen Brunson 16, Julius Randle minus 6.
Wonder why.
Interesting.
Maybe it's because he just doesn't play for real.
Interesting. But yeah, Julius Randle, not good. Shocker. Speaking of not good, shocker, let's do a quick Bulls update. Yeah.
Bulls update. Bulls in town tonight as you're listening to this. Let's do a little preview. What's going on with the Bulls, Jack?
So, DeMar's mad. He said,
mad.
I don't know, man. The true standard of who a person is who they become when adversity hits. To be honest with you, it's frustrating losing when we have the opportunities. Self-inflicted, putting ourselves down. To be honest, it's beyond frustrating. We'll sleep on it. Going to bed. It's going to be a long night. All about how you respond. Vooch also frustrated. Levine also frustrated. They're 5-13 as we're recording this last night. So on Sunday night, they started the game up 30-9 against the Nets, and then they lost by 9. Yeah. So to end the game, that from that point on, the Nets went on a 109-79 run, and scored and made 25 threes, which is the most the Bulls have ever allowed in franchise history, including 6 from Royce O'Neal and 6 from Lonnie Walker.
Oh, I'd be mad as hell.
So they are horrible. Truly, they might top the standings of teams you would want to be a fan of the least. They're
sense.
bad. Here's a post from Reddit that you linked, and I'll pull it up on the screen here.
So you may be saying, well, the Bulls are 5-13, and it's gonna get worse because they are fucked, as the kids say. Next 9 games contain the Celtics, obviously. They play the Bucks twice, 76ers, Nuggets, Heat twice, Lakers, and Pelicans. Now, I don't know why the Lakers got here. Pelicans hit or miss because it depends if Zion wants to play. But they've had some good wins, like they beat the Nuggets. But yeah, tough road ahead for Chicago. Now, would I be surprised in the slightest if the Celtics lose to these bums? No, would not. Especially after DeRozan being like, hey, we kind of hate each other. We need to have a little bit of extra fire under us. It would not shock me if they come out tomorrow and they're all of a sudden nasty. Would actually ruin my week. But disastrous stretch ahead for Chicago. Good luck.
I will say, the Brooklyn game where they blew a 21-point lead and allowed the most threes in franchise history did mark the end of a streak. So a good thing for the Bulls, because up to that point, they had lost their last 3 games by double digits or more. Against the Nets, only lost by 9. Progress, some would say. Correct?
Yeah.
So the last, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last 8 games. Let's go last 10 games, right? Or fuck it, let's go even further back. Since the start of November, the Bulls' 3 wins. Utah, Detroit, who, let me remind you, has lost 13 in a row, and the Heat. However, the Heat win, which maybe you want to say this is more impressive, but whatever, they started the game down 22-1. So, conclusion, the Bulls are terrible. They are so unbelievably bad. Their only wins this season, Toronto, Indiana, Utah, Detroit, and Miami. Like, they lost by 16 in their 3rd game of the season to the Pistons, who've won 2 games this year. Like, this is next level horrible. Like, if the Bulls don't blow it up by the deadline, that, like,
good luck to them, man. I mean, they don't have a prayer. They really don't.
It's bad.
And like, awful. not for nothing. Not only are the Bulls terrible, but they also don't have anything that anybody wants except for Caruso. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, nobody wants Levine. He makes too much money. The word is out now. People must, like, I don't know why they didn't know before, but like now the narrative is fully that nobody thinks he's a winning player.
I think DeRozan on an expiring deal can get you something. I think Vooch could probably get you something from the right team. He's not on a terrible contract. But yeah, it's bad in Chicago, man. They're embarrassing. This was the best part is that this was never going to work. Like no one ever thought this was going to work.
I don't even think the Bulls ever got a who's stopping them from Bleacher Report when this team came together. That's pretty sad. By today's standards, everybody gets one of those.
The best part is everyone for like half a year was like, just wait till they get Lonzo back, man.
Well, that's the thing, actually. Like, as much as I'm making fun of it, they actually might have gotten one of those because they were actually good when they had Lonzo. They were good, but they weren't beating any real teams, but they were good.
Yeah.
They had a good record, and then Lonzo got hurt.
Except they didn't. I remember they were like 2-10 against plus 500 teams or something. You know what I'm saying? Like there was something.
It was
there were some telling stats. But yeah, spoiler alert, Bulls suck. Anyways, let's get into the rat list here. We've been going for a minute. Anyways, and so we can get going with the rat list, especially because there's no game to talk about, so we just going. Do you want to kick it off, or do you want me to start?
You can go ahead.
All right, I will start with people who stop on the highway or slow down significantly on the highway to look at someone that's pulled over.
Great.
You are the problem. You are the reason the traffic isn't flowing. And the best part, or the worst part, I guess, today is I was driving home, ton of traffic, stuck in traffic for 10 minutes. I get to where everyone was bottlenecked, and it's just a straightaway, and it all clears up, and it's because there's somebody pulled over on the side. It's not your business.
Pulled over or
driving. Pulled over. Not
Just
even an
pulled
accident.
over?
Yes.
Oh, it is the end of the month,
and it wasn't even taking up a lane. Like it was just on the side. Bad.
A lot of cops out today. I'll tell you that.
They're getting their reps in. They've got to get their quota.
I was afraid. I was like, oh, please don't get me.
Yeah.
I really, really don't want to have to go to court. That was terrible. What a saga. I thought I was losing my license for like a solid 6 weeks. It was awful.
I remember then you got the letter.
Yeah. I'll say this about because on the sheet it says people who stopped to look at an accident.
Yeah, that was my bad. I'm also bad.
You got to be a real prick to get an accident rush hour. I mean, just
agree. No, agree.
Just drive normal.
Just be better.
Why do people get in accidents? Are they stupid? They not to drive in other cars?
Hear me out.
Somebody in the comments is not going to like that.
No. Yeah, agree.
Rat list, Jared, a member of the comments section, member of the live chat. So yesterday, I unfortunately had to miss pregame. It happens once in a very, very small while, but it does happen. And I had a few moments during the stream to pop in the chat, see what was going on. I was going to try and give Jack something to talk about in case like they were giving him nothing because I knew he was going to be by himself. It's not easy to do. I've done it. Don't worry. But it's not easy. Not for everybody. And I come and immediately see Jared say, Jack, what's your least favorite thing about Sam? Now, anti-rat list to Jack because he had nothing bad to say. Genuinely. He didn't even know I was there. Because the comments don't load right away. Because I was like, you better watch this one. Be careful.
Yeah.
Rat list trying to the pot. I don't appreciate that. Jared, who I thought was an ally, one of my favorite chatters. A2, Jared.
Yeah, he got your ass. He was ready for it. He was ready
to get my ass because you didn't concede. You were like, Sam's a great guy. Actually, it was great for me.
I've got to stay on top of it.
True characters, what people say, or what happens when no one's watching. You didn't think I was watching. Jack had some nice things to say. Say he loves doing the show. Get fucked.
I do like the show. It's good.
Yeah. It would have been devastating if Jack was like, he's terrible. He doesn't contribute. Shows up late.
Imagine. Ratless myself. So I was asking Jason Tatum a question last night. Asking about post-ups, stuff like that. And my follow-up question, what I wanted to convey was, how do you balance the mentality of a lot of the time when you go to a post-up, you are bigger or you're at an advantage. So it would be natural for you to want to just drive through the guy. How do you balance that with also trying to make the right play and pass your teammates, right? And I think that would be a valid thing to ask. What came out of my mouth was, how do you balance attacking versus passing out of the post? And Tatum's response, while laughing at me, was, if I get doubled, I pass. Just like I didn't dictate the question. Do you want me to pull it up? Do you want to go to VAR?
Yeah, let's
didn't-
review this, and I'll
So-
take the rat off the screen. You just go find it.
It is completely my fault. Completely on me.
Hmm.
I didn't phrase the question well enough. However, getting laughed at wasn't fun.
Yeah, it sucks. Especially because, like, yeah, Tatum makes more money than you, but like you guys, I mean, we're all like pretty much the same age.
Yeah.
That's gotta hurt.
Let's see. Okay, so here we go. Let me pull it up. Here's the VAR. And as middle of the question, I started smirking because I know I was moron and like it was kind of like, yeah, duh, no shit, my bad for phrasing this poorly. But this was, yeah, here. How are you finding the balance of attacking in those spots? Because I mean, a lot of the times you're just on a smaller opponent versus finding guys on the perimeter.
I mean, you just read it. You know,
He looks at me
sometimes they let
smiling.
play 1-on-1. I score a couple, then they just start doubling, and you find an open man.
he realized midway through answering that I realized that I'm a moron and phrased it poorly, and so he started laughing. Yeah, it's not exactly what I wanted. Do you understand what I was?
Did
trying
you
to
apologize to him after? Be like, hey, actually, like, I am a regular here. Like, they didn't do this just to like make me feel validated. Like, I know what I'm talking about. I have a podcast.
Do you understand what I was trying to ask though? Like, does it make sense?
Yeah,
what
because
I
you
wanted
explained it to
okay.
me. You were like, what goes in? Like, what kind of self-control do you have to have? Is really what you wanted to ask him. But instead, you were like,
Yeah.
what are the situations where you think it's better to pass? Like maybe when my teammates open.
Fuck yeah, no. L. I'm still getting better. You know, it's a work in progress. All right, you go ahead.
So Ratless is playing video games online. Now, this is not always a rat list, and not everything about this is a rat list. I'm very happy to be playing Xbox with my friends again. It's not something I've done in a very long time, but they all play the new Call of Duty now. I am about as good at Call of Duty as Julius Randle is at basketball. Not very good.
Oh no, not very is the answer.
Not very good.
What Call of Duty are you playing? Is it like there is a new one out?
Whatever the new one is,
Okay.
I paid for it. $70. Don't worry about
Okay.
it. Threw the money down. And not very good. Now, I was laughed at yesterday. I was trying to explain to them where I had gotten killed from, and I wasn't able to give them a good definition. It's not very fun to get killed by 21 Savage. It's not very fun to get killed by Nicki Minaj, who you can play as in this game. I feel like an old person, by the way.
Wait,
Just
what?
being-
What game modes do you play? Just normal like search and destroy and shit?
Whatever. I think they do like a shuffle. Because sometimes it's search, sometimes it's hard point, sometimes it's domination.
I've been looking. So are you out? Like, do you not enjoy it, or are you just mad because you're not good at it?
I'm mad that I'm not good at it. And I'm mad that people online are better. But also, like, I found myself getting mad playing video games for the first time in a very long time.
No, I feel that. I was just texting Danny, friend of the show today. I'm like, hey, are any of the boys playing, games tonight? Because I haven't played games in a while either. Because I mean, Celtics are the time. But tonight, no game,
Free night.
nothing going on. If the fellas need an extra for Call of Duty, I will buy the game. Put it out there.
You'll
If
buy
you
the
need an
game, it won't
extra.
be downloaded. It's like 100 gig. It's massive.
I got good internet. It'll be downloaded within an hour. I guarantee you.
Took me 4 hours.
You also have Verizon.
Terrible internet.
Yeah, this is true. I don't know if I have any of the rat list. That might be.
I
it
don't
for
have
me.
anything.
I think I'm done. let me do a quick scan. Let me think. There's got to be something else that I can rat list. Rat list the T. The light was out in my car. It felt like I was about to get attacked.
Yeah, I've been watching
Bad.
horror movies, and I do have this, oh my God, I might get attacked about me.
Yeah.
Like when I get my car, I'm ready for somebody to like put like a rope around my neck and pull me
Yep.
from behind.
Yeah.
I went in
No,
my
I feel
car
that.
after I went to the gym. I think somebody went through my car. Nothing was taken. My wallet was in the car. All the cash was still in there, but my glove box was open.
You leave
It
your
might
wallet
have
in
just
the car?
opened. I don't lock my car.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I don't want to lock my car. I don't have an automatic open. I have to put the key in and unlock it.
It's whatever. I baffling. First, baffling you don't lock your car, but more importantly in this situation, as Sam is frozen and I'm talking to nobody,
I'm back.
So I said one, crazy you don't lock your car. But more importantly, why did you leave your wallet in the car?
Because when I go to the gym, I don't have too much stuff in my pockets.
Do you not like put it in a locker or something in the room or anything?
No, I literally put it in. Well, I'm not gonna say where I put my wallet. What am I fucking stupid?
Crazy you don't lock your car. Wow. Okay.
I never lock my car.
That's nuts. That's crazy.
Well, most of the time, there's nothing in my car that anyone would steal.
Except when you put your wallet.
That is literally
there.
the only time I ever have anything in my car worth stealing.
All right. So if you live in the area, go find out the gym.
You can have my fucking plethora of Chipotle napkins in my glove box.
Oh, I'll say one thing. So I finally got. I'm not gonna show it, but I got my new debit card for my new bank account, etc. But now I have to go.
Stand up.
Now I have to go to Santander to move all the money from my old account because I'm still getting the direct deposits to my old account, and then move all that money to the new account, but then fix all my direct deposits.
I think that's the number one reason actually not to move out. Like you'd have to change so many addresses.
Yeah.
You know, like just never leave. Good solution.
Yeah, not fun. I think that's all I got though. I think.
Why'd you get your bank account hacked? Are you stupid?
Yeah, I told the story on the pod.
I know you did. I'm just messing with you.
Oh yeah, fuck you.
They
were good though. It was a good hack. I mean, good job them. Like they got
good job. Good hack.
Shit. Luckily my phone number wasn't connected to my account at the time, so they couldn't get the one-time passcodes because my phone literally just wasn't working.
Shout out to the two-factor authentication, which I think 99% of the time is a big fucking pain in the ass. Yeah, it saved you.
Agree. Also, ratless capture again. Because one, it's useless, and two, it only pops up at the worst times. Like example, today's pod, the Atlanta Hawks recap, I forgot to edit. Got home, got in bed, was tired, went to got to go to sleep. Watching the videos. In one of the videos, like somebody said, this many ads in a video, and in my head, I'm like, wait, I didn't fucking edit the video. So it's 3 a.m. I get out of bed, edit it, put it up, but of course, huh?
Hero ball.
Yeah, it's happened like once or twice. I'm usually pretty good about it, but
yeah,
I got up
every day. I wake up, it's there.
Yeah, got it in, and the one time it's been late is because the internet was bad and it was slow, and I wasn't gonna. And it was when I was in the Cape, but I logged in to upload it to Megaphone too, which is the platform we use to upload audio, and of course, so I'm going like tab to tab. I'm opening it, going to another tab, going back just so I can speed through it. Of course, 3 a.m. is exactly when Capture decides to test if I'm a human. Fuck off.
Gotta make sure.
Every other time, it's fine, and I can just log in, but not this time. This time, decided to be a fuck. Anyways, okay. That's all I got. We can wrap there. Thank you all for tuning in to How About Them Celtics. We appreciate you. Excuse me, hiccups very, very much. Leave a review on Apple, please. Dear God, I can only ask so many times. Subscribe to How About Them Celtics. We're posting shorts more there into our TikTok. I will add the email to the bottom of the screen for next episode. It's just hbtcpod@gmail.com. Subscribe to How About Them Celtics. We appreciate you. Leave a like on the pod. Leave a comment what's popping, and I'll let Sam take it out.
Hey, thank you very much for listening or watching. If you're watching, you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our daily uploads or our pregame streams. Those are a lot of fun. I'll be back for Tuesday's stream against Chicago after missing Sundays. And come hang out with us. It's a ton of fun. You can also find us on Spotify and Apple. Like Jack said, leave a nice review there. We're no longer asking. You can find all full-length pods there, as well as any game recap. So even though we don't have a pod coming out Wednesday, there will be a new episode for you talking about the Bulls game. You can find us on socials at How About Them C's. That's Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Facebook is just the name of the podcast. You can find all pregame streams there as well as YouTube. You can follow Jack on Twitter at JackSimoneNBA. You can follow me at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us. Bye.
Taco, come on.
Taco's having some fun here.